Hi everyone, Laurel Beard here with a very quick video. I wanted to show you how I store my distress inks. I have both the full-size pads and the small mini pads. So let me show you how I store the full-size pads first. And before I get to the video, I wanted to apologize in advance. I do all of my filming with my iPhone, so this video was actually filmed by me holding the camera. So it's a bit shaky. I did the best I could, so I hope you guys don't get sick, but I just wanted to share my storage with you. But this is a insert that I got from IKEA. It is made to go with the Rascog, so it's like called the Antonius insert, I think it's called. It's $2.99. And this is what I use to store all of my distress inks. As you can see, I'm sorry the camera's wiggly. I'm trying to hold it as still as possible. But this is how I store all of the full-size distress ink pads that I have. Each one is labeled with some labels that a fellow crafter of mine recommended. They're by Planet Label. And I will link to her video, which shows how she actually created the labels, which stamp she used for these images. I happen to have the same stamp. So I followed her guidelines on how to label each one of these. But I love these labels. They're super skinny. You get a bazillion of them. So ideally, for a cost standpoint, if you could go in with someone and split it, you're never going to use all these labels. I don't care if you label everything in your house. But I didn't because I had no patience, so I ordered the whole shebang. But anyway, so I got all these labels. I printed out all the names of the distress inks onto the labels on my printer and then just inked them up with a swatch. This is actually the stamp I used. It's dirty. But anyway, and so I inked them all up, and that's how I have labeled my full-size distress ink pads, as you can see here. Let me zoom out one more time. So this is an insert by IKEA. I think it's called the Antonius. I'll be sure to link it. But it just holds all of my distress inks just fine. I do store my distress inks on the side, and I have no problem storing any of my inks this way. My ink pads do not dry out. I still get very juicy impressions. So that's my full-size inks. I also use the same insert for all of my refills. As you can see here, I tend to try to store all my things in drawers, so these inserts fit the Alex IKEA drawer very nicely, and I have my distress inks and these refills on the bottom drawer of my Alex unit, and it fits just fine. So that's and I don't have the full collection of the full-size ink pads, and to be honest, you don't need both the full and the mini. You know what you know how you craft, you know what techniques you use, you know what will work for you. But as far as the minis, I have the whole collection. So I went ahead and bought, now once upon a time, the distress minis were only available in packs of 4, but now you can buy all of the minis on an individual basis if you'd like. So they're a couple, I don't remember how much, maybe $3 or so. So you can keep that in mind if that's, something that interests you. You can buy them separately now. I went ahead and bought all the packs. So I have them stored in these little distress tins. These are purchased separately as well. And then all the minis. And to give you a comparison of the size, here is a full ink pad. And here is a mini. See? Super cute. So you could probably fit 4 minis on one ink pad. All right, they are refillable, they're exact same formulation as the regular pads, they're just smaller. They also have a spot on the back where you can put in your, let me find one that actually has one. But on the back, let me just grab, you can store all of your individual foam pads on the back too. They fit in there just perfectly. So I thought that was brilliant. So now each of your little foam pads can be housed behind the little mini. I have a bunch of these things. You can see they're all labeled, hanging on my little, I'll show you at the end of the video, but they're hanging up on my Tim Holtz Distress Ink hanger thing. I'm sure there's some technical term for it, which I'll have by the time this video posts. But anyway, these little individual tins, they come with the little plastic inserts. You can see you can actually lift it out if you want to. So they're all broken up by compartment so they don't all fall out, you know, even if you don't have a full thing. See, like all of mine aren't full. So this, from a storage standpoint, just makes the most sense for me. And I store these in my drawers. I have the IKEA Expedite. I think it's been replaced with something else very similar, but these all sit in my drawers, and I'll show you how to do that and how I do that in just a second. So I just wanted to quickly show you how I store both of my ink pads. Now let me show you where I store them very quickly. Okay, so here's my little Alex unit by IKEA. I actually have a craft room tour video already up. I'll make sure to link to it below if you're interested. But here's the bottom drawer of the unit, and you can see these fit in here just nicely. I have a couple of storage, you know, containers back there in the back that I haven't filled up yet, but here is how I store my full pads, just in the bottom drawer of my Alex. Here is my Expedite unit from IKEA, and I actually store my minis here in this drawer. They fit just perfectly in any of these drawers. They stack up very nicely, and that is where I store my minis. So from a storage standpoint, this takes up way less space. And I have them organized by color family, so if I know I want to use a yellow or orange, I know I can just grab this tin. And another thing about the minis is I didn't have the full set of full-size pads, so when I bought the complete packs of the Distress Minis, I got colors that I didn't have in the full-size pads, which was nice. There were some colors that I didn't know I liked that I actually do. So that's the benefit of the minis. You can also get in some really hard to reach places with the minis. But again, it's the same formulation as the full-size pads, just in a mini version. So this is definitely an option for you if you have storage issues, or from a price standpoint even, because again, these are available on individual basis as well as in a pack of 4. And lastly, this is the little hanging spinner thing by Ranger that I use to hold all of my Distress inks. It comes with a base and 1 tier, and then you can add extensions to it. So I actually bought 2 more, so I have 3 rows that hang all of my blending tools. All right, so I'm sorry this is shaky. I'm filming this by hand holding my camera. I'm using a selfie stick, but let me just say that I don't think it's any better than me just holding my camera by itself. So I hope you didn't get sick. Sorry about that, but I had a lot of people ask me how I store my Distress inks, and I just wanted to show you how I did that. Have an awesome day. Bye.